Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below, as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with Aries, the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so you could be thinking of a Capricorn. We have the Devil on the bottom of the deck here, and we also have the Tower. So you could be thinking of a Scorpio also. There's a lot of fear here in this person's emotions. So I'm not really seeing specifically why as of yet, but with the Devil in the Tower, there's a lot of fear here, or someone is anticipating like the worst case scenario. So they could be thinking about, an outcome, or they could be wanting to communicate something to you. We have the Eight of Wands under, so there could be something that they want to communicate to you, but they could be like fearing your response or feeling uneasy when it comes to how you're going to receive some sort of communication as well. But off the bat here, I do sense a lot of fear in this person's emotions. Someone who feels like they can't control the outcome of something, and they may even fear that something is falling apart with the Tower card, because this is usually an energy of waking up to your reality or some sort of a foundation that is not stable. So you could be fearing that it's coming to an end. Okay, how is this person feeling about Aries? Okay, so we have the Chariot. You could be thinking of a Cancer, and we have the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy. You have someone here who feels this week that they need to move forward, or they need to let something go, but a part of them also feels like they want to make some sort of peace with you, or feel more at ease when they think about a situation. So this could even be, something that is occurring for them on an energetic level. It doesn't necessarily have to be that they are communicating with you or trying to make peace with you. It could be, trying to make peace with the situation, mentally as well. Because with the Chariot, it's almost like they feel they need to move forward, or they feel they need to let something go, but there is an energy of, I want to feel more at ease, or I want this to feel easier. And I think this goes back to, as I was opening the spread, there is a sense of fear that this person has. So it could be knowing they need to maybe let go, or feeling like it's time for them to detach, but also there's fear associated with that, especially if they feel like, the connection that they have with you is something that just feels very familiar to them, and they don't feel ready to let go of it. Five of Wands, yeah. I feel like this person feels very conflicted mentally. It could also be that they are going through something, in their personal life as well. It could be someone who feels like, the situation with Aries is not working out, but, maybe a situation at home, or their financial situation could be something that they're not pleased with either. But the Five of Wands is usually a bit of a chaotic energy when you have a lot going on, or you feel like you have a lot on your plate and your energy is, ultimately being pulled in different directions. We have the Page of Wands clarifying the Chariot here, okay? There's definitely something here that this person is reminded of, but they feel like it was, they're almost viewing it as a very immature kind of way of dealing with things. Okay, so they feel like it's like a situation has occurred, and now they're able to see how they could have dealt with something differently. Right? So even if a response or their approach made sense to them during the time of them actually acting on it, they're reevaluating that now. There's something about like handling a situation in an immature way that's coming up here. And the Page of Wands could also just be communication, someone opening up, or not really opening up, but reaching out to you, because it is some form of like very small communication in hopes that they could kind of like test the waters with you. And that is clarifying the Chariot. We have the Six of Cups clarifying the Temperance. Yeah. I think what's interesting here is a part of this person wants to move forward or knows that they need to let something go, but they can't control how they feel. Six of Cups could be a very nostalgic energy. It could be that even if it's specifically this week, they're thinking about you, much more frequently, or they're thinking about the situation much more than they used to. So there's something that is resurfacing, within this connection for them, which is causing it, or which is causing them to feel like it's more difficult to completely move forward. Like, and again, I'm getting a strong feeling of someone who feels like they need to move forward, but they're unable to when when they acknowledge their emotions here. And they're definitely missing you with the Six of Cups energy. It's like, do I move on from the past, or do I go back and try to make things right? Because something is still causing me to feel uneasy. It's almost like trying to move on from a situation where you intuitively feel like there's some sort of unfinished business, or you feel an energetic block because there's something that you have left to say, or you want to have one last conversation, or you want, a form of closure here. And that's the energy that I'm feeling in their, emotions here. And we have the Knight of Cups. I feel like a part of this person really wants to express how they feel towards you. So with the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups, it's not far-fetched to, say that this person could be reaching out to you this week, whether it's, a phone call or a text message. The Knight of Cups could also be read as an apology here. And what's interesting is when we opened the spread, we did see the Devil card. So I feel like, this is a situation this person is having a hard time letting go of. They're thinking about it constantly. So they may be reaching out to you very impulsively because they were unable to fight some sort of an urge, or like I said, they're just thinking about the situation, a lot, where they are wanting to do something about it. King of Cups, you definitely could be dealing with the water sign. Um, with the King of Cups, I'm strongly getting that this person could also be going to like a friend or an adult, or someone else in their life for advice here. The King of Cups could even come up in a spread when someone is going to counseling. It could be that they're, conversing with you, but maybe, they're speaking about couples therapy, or maybe just therapy for themselves. But I do see them going to someone for advice when it comes to kind of like wanting some sort of assistance in the emotional department here. Five of Swords. So we have the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, which is interesting because I feel like with the Knight of Cups clarifying the Five of Wands, this is definitely someone who wants to apologize for some sort of immature behavior, or they feel like the both of you could have executed something differently. The Five of Wands is usually some sort of conflict that you could have avoided, right? So there could be an obstacle or a conflict where this person's like, you know what, we could have avoided that. With the Five of Swords, again, I feel like, not to sound too repetitive, but there's a lot of mental conflict here. There's a lot of thinking about the situation, and because they still feel conflicted when they are thinking of you this week, that's what's kind of drawing them to, or gearing them in the direction of reaching out to you or wanting to solve something. The Knight of Cups is being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this person is going to end up reaching out to you. And I think, yes, it's stemming from a place of feeling uneasy, but it's, we have the Ten of Pentacles here, which means this person feels, with the Six of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, you guys have a lot of history together. You could have quite literally been in a higher level of commitment with this individual in the past. But what I see is that's something that is, that is something that this person is still thinking about. They may feel like the foundation wasn't as stable in the past, but that's something that they want to work through moving forward. There's still a lot of conflict going on for this person mentally, though, so they're not sure if it's going to work out. And I will say that there's a part of this person is, I don't want to say operating from a space of fear, but there is fear in their energy. I sense that very heavily. So like fear of, things not working out, or maybe just a fear of owning up to something or opening up about something, and, wondering how you will receive it. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. This person is definitely thinking of you, Taurus, but I feel like there is more analyzing going on, or it's a very observant energy because the Seven of Pentacles is usually about, observation or assessment. But with the Four of Pentacles, I do feel like there's a bit of a held back energy where this could be someone that you're either not communicating with at all, or the communication is very limited here, maybe even surface level. You could be thinking of another earth sign, so another Taurus like yourself, Capricorn, or Virgo. How is this person feeling about Taurus? Oh, okay. The Queen of Swords, okay. And the Ace of Wands. You have someone here who's definitely, there's a level of excitement or wanting to have some sort of a new beginning here. Now, I can read this two ways. It could quite literally be someone who is, releasing some sort of anger, or they are accepting a situation and forgiving it so that they can move forward with you. Or it's someone who is, newly connecting with you, but there is some sort of an ending that is taking place for them in their personal life. With the Queen of Swords, it doesn't necessarily need to mean that there has been an ending between them, both of you. But there definitely is an ending that has taken place for this person, but there's a level of excitement with having or some sort of a new beginning with you, almost like a renewal of hope that they feel. Page of Wands. I see a lot of communication here. Okay, this could be someone who's, not only opening up about their emotions, there could be something that they're feeling very passionate about, or some sort of idea that they have that they're sharing with you as well. And some of you may have similar interests with this person when it comes to some sort of a skill that you both possess. And this could be like a creative skill or something that you guys are just very passionate about. Okay, so even if it's not like, doing the same thing for work, or, pursuing the same kind of career or niche, it could definitely just be, interest towards a similar hobby, that sort of thing. The Devil. Some of you could be thinking of a Capricorn. Queen of Swords and the Devil. Yeah, this person is letting go of something that no longer serves them. Now, this could be on even on a mental or energetic level. It doesn't necessarily have to be, in the 3D here. But with the Devil, there's something that's impacting this person that they're keeping to themselves. I feel like even if they are communicating with you this week, there's some sort of an internal battle that they're not speaking up about. Okay, so this is something that they're thinking about constantly. This is something that they feel drained by, but I do see that it causes them to feel very isolated as well. This could be a week where this person feels like they don't necessarily have anyone around them to speak about the things that are bothering them. Okay, with the Devil and the Queen of Swords, I also feel like there's a level of anger that this person feels, or a level of frustration or sorrow that this person feels. It's a very heavy emotion that they have been feeling for quite some time, but they're also acknowledging that it's time to let it go. The reason being is they feel like it's actually impacting them on a day-to-day basis. So like if it's, holding on to anger, maybe they feel like they're having clouded thoughts, or they can't, think clearly, or it's affecting them at work. Those are just generic examples, but I do see that they're trying to release a very heavy emotion, which really feels like almost like a burden to them. The longer they carry it, the more upset they become, or they're starting to see how it's like impacting their overall well-being here. We have the Seven of Cups clarifying the Ace of Wands. I do feel like this person has a lot of questions when it comes to how you feel or how you view the situation. With the Seven of Cups, it could also be that this person feels there are a lot of mixed signals or mixed emotions between the both of you this week, where, they could be trying to figure you out, but they may feel like even if there's a level of excitement on their end, maybe there's still some frustration that they feel, or there's still something that is upsetting them, right? There's just a bunch of mixed emotions here is what I see. With the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Wands, I also feel like there could be a very dreamy energy surrounding this connection, where the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Wands could be a bit of fantasizing, or, like a dreamy energy of wanting a new beginning, but also really being up in your head about it. The Seven of Cups could also be symbolic for someone who is having difficulty seeing past some sort of illusions. And this is usually something that takes place in the emotional department. So this person is acknowledging their feelings, but they could also be kind of trying to figure you out or trying to figure out the situation. And they're not sure if it's just in their mind or things sound right in their mind and the reality of it is different. Like there could be something that's in front of them or something that they're thinking to be true, but really it's not true because there are some sort of illusions associated with the Seven of Cups as well. You guys could be thinking of a Scorpio. We have the Five of Cups. Okay. Clarifying the Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is someone who's really, there's a level of disappointment here. There's a heavy focus on the past. And I feel when you see the Five of Cups, as well as a Devil in the same spread, that could be some sort of attachment to the past that is no longer serving you, but it feels just as difficult to just stop thinking about it. So I see that this person is struggling with that this week with the Five of Cups and the Devil. It's like, it could be a past situation with you, right? It could be a conversation that the both of you had and they're revisiting it. It could be their past, something in their personal life that they're unable to let go of, which could be creating a block in moving forward with you or pursuing things with you. But I feel like this is someone who's quite literally working through things on a mental level. And again, guys, I'm not here to diagnose anyone, right? That's not my job, but I am getting a heavy energy of someone who possibly could even battle with some form of mental health issues. Okay. We have the Justice card clarifying the Devil. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. There's something here this person feels almost attached to or entitled to, but it doesn't feel healthy. And the Justice card is about doing things the right way or doing the right thing, right? So it could be like wanting to own up to something. It could be just wanting to cut ties with something or someone, knowing that it's in the way when it comes to maybe pursuing something with you. These are just generic examples. But I do feel like this person is having a very difficult time, or they feel like they're almost like there's a lesson that they need to learn, or even if it's like a case of divine intervention, like they feel like they're being, I don't want to say like initiated, but there is like a change here that feels very difficult for them. Even with the Devil, it could be like breaking out of habits that have been that you're just very used to. You know what I mean, Taurus? Like something that is embedded in you and was embedded in you for a very long time. So it doesn't seem very easy to let go of. So I do see this person struggling mentally. And we have the Ace of Cups clarifying the Seven of Cups. What's interesting to me in this person's energy, Taurus, is that we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Ace of Wands, but we kind of have the Seven of Cups, like, sandwiched in the middle there, which means there's this deep desire for a new beginning. This is someone who feels like they still have love for you. This is someone who feels excited to connect with you. But with that Seven of Cups, it's almost a very doubtful energy. And this is stemming from a place of them wondering if the things that they are thinking are actually true, or is it just an illusion and are they getting ahead of themselves? So I do see them questioning their own thoughts and emotions this week when it comes to their perspective on you and the connection. We have the Ace of Swords. Wow. So you guys have all three aces. You're just missing one in this spread here. This is a very powerful energy, and I'll tell you why. It's because this person, yes, I've explained that they have a desire and they may be questioning it, but there is a major breakthrough that they are going through this week. The Fool card, look at that, guys, clarifying the Ace of Swords. Being with you could cause this person to feel like either A, it's going to be like turning over a new leaf. So they need to release something in the past that just didn't work out between the both of you, or maybe even forgive something. Or B, there is something that they are continuously doing. There is something that they may have done in the past to sabotage this connection here, and they are understanding that they need to let go of that in order to be happy or to be with you. So the Ace of Swords and the Fool card is usually some sort of a breakthrough moment that is followed by a new beginning. The reason why a new beginning is occurring is you're able to accept some sort of truth that is presented to you. So I do see that happening for your person, but I won't take away from the difficulty that they feel of releasing something or letting go of something completely, mentally and emotionally. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. This could be someone that you work with, but if that's not the case, I'm getting something to do with their finances or their stability that's coming through very strongly here with the Five of Pentacles. What's interesting is we have the Ace of Wands as well. So it could be that this is someone who, like, there's some sort of a change in their financial situation, or it could be someone who is, in the process of finding a new job. There's something that is changing for them when it comes to their stability, is what I'm seeing. Okay. I also feel with the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, it could be someone who feels very alone or feels very isolated on the inside, but there's some sort of impulse, something that they're doing impulsively to kind of bring excitement into their life, to kind of almost utilize as like a distraction. It's like, okay, I feel isolated, I feel lonely, but if I dabble in something new, or if I, follow something that seems exciting to me in the moment, then maybe I can forget about, the emotions of feeling isolated here. And I'm getting the image of the Hermit card. So some of you could be thinking of a Virgo. Okay, let's see. How is this person feeling about Gemini? There's also something with the number 13 coming up for you guys, okay? So maybe the 13th of, the month could be of significance for you guys, but 13 also reduces to the number 4. So there could be, some sort of like a message pertaining to stability, okay? Which is what I was touching on, someone's stability changing, or their even financial situation changing here. So let's see, we have the Knight of Pentacles, okay, followed by the Empress. Okay, you guys could be thinking of a Libra or a Taurus. With the Knight of Pentacles followed by the Empress Gemini, I do feel like it's someone who is wanting to see some sort of growth here. Okay, so when they're thinking about the situation with you, they see the potential. That's why the Empress is upright. But with the Knight of Pentacles, as much as they see the potential or where things can possibly go between the both of you, there's something that's moving, very slowly in this connection. It could even be that this connection is at some sort of a pause because of someone's financial situation. For example, if this person has to travel for work and they're constantly away from you, they're feeling a bit conflicted because they're like, you know what? I see the potential here, but how can I actually work on this connection if I'm constantly away? But then how do I just, I can't just quit my job, right? So, like, that's just a generic example, but there's something to do with their stability that is causing them to feel like that is the reason why the connection with you is feeling very stuck or stagnant. Okay. There could be children in this dynamic, or what this person is concerned about is long-term plans, where it's like, okay, even if I'm connecting with Gemini in the current moment and, there is a bit of distance or things are feeling stagnant, I eventually want to have a family, or I eventually want to move in with Gemini. I, eventually want to have children. Whatever it is, they're thinking about a family dynamic or building and growing with you. In other words, a long-term plan. But the reason why or something else that I see in their feelings is, as much as they're thinking about that, they feel a block when it comes to their stability, or they feel like things are moving slowly because of their, financial situation. Two of Swords. Yeah. And the Two of Swords is usually when you're having a difficult time seeing the bigger picture. So I do see that this is a week where this person could, yes, be having trouble seeing past some sort of illusions, but it could be that something in this connection has always been the same. So the Two of Swords could be when something is progressing in a similar manner, or has been for a very long time, where you're quite literally having a difficult time seeing how things could be different, or how you could approach something in a different way. The Two of Swords is pretty much black and white thinking, right? So it's like, how do I do this, in a different way? Or how do I change something so that things can be different in this connection? And I feel like that's something that this person is struggling with, because the Two of Swords upright could also represent some sort of confusion, okay? The other thing that I see is there could even be an energy of this person feeling like there's some sort of answers in front of them that they're unable to see. Or on the flip side, it could be read as denial, where there's something here that this person is aware of, but they're not accepting it. They're like, you know what, I don't want to think about that because that stresses me out. So either they suppress it, or they just don't, think about it at all. We have the Strength card clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. Some of you could be thinking of a Leo. Now, this is a very specific, message, Gemini, but I'm strongly getting someone who does not like to speak about their struggles because it almost feels like to them it comes off as a weakness. With the Strength card and the Knight of Pentacles, yes, it could be read as a held back energy, but I'm specifically getting someone who is not happy with where they are financially, but they feel like if they were to, or stability wise, but I feel like if they were to open up about it or think about opening up about it, there's some sort of ego or pride involved. So I could be picking up on an energy of someone who, wants to be a provider for you, right? Just a generic example. But because they feel like they're not in the position to do so, or they're unable to, even if it's just in the current moment, they're having a hard time just opening up and saying that to you. It's like certain things about themselves or where they are in life, they do not like to speak about. That's what I'm strongly getting here. And the Strength card could be a bit of a, yes, it could be someone operating from a space of ego or pride, but it could also just be someone who's very held back because there's some sort of embarrassment that they feel. It could be an energy of feeling like showing emotions or showing what's not working out for you is going to be viewed as a weakness. I'm not saying that on the flip side, you're going to view that as a weakness, but this is just what's going on in their feelings. The Three of Swords clarifying the Empress. They feel very hurt by this situation. I feel like this is someone who could even feel like they, broke a home or a feeling of home has kind of, it feels shattered here. So like, even if it's not that you had a family with this person and now you guys are in separation, it could quite literally be someone who feels like I had a vision of what we were going to have together, but now I'm hurt by the entire situation. And then we have the Two of Swords as well and the Three of Swords, which is like, I'm hurt. My vision did not occur the way that I wanted to, or things did not go the way I planned. And with the Two of Swords now, I'm having a hard time seeing what the future holds when it comes to this connection, right? Three of Swords and the Two of Swords. That's the Five of Swords, which means this is what's causing this person mental conflict this week. This is what they're thinking about. This is what they're going back and forth about. Yes, they feel a loss, but they also feel unable to change something. Or they feel like there's a level of confusion which is in the way of them finding some sort of a clear solution. The Hermit. And I did say I was getting the image of the Hermit as I opened your spread. So yeah, some of you definitely could be thinking of a Virgo, but this person they feel very isolated, or this is someone who's keeping a lot of their issues to themselves. Now, the Hermit also touches on gaining some sort of wisdom when you're going through a very dark period, but I'm specifically getting someone who doesn't want to open up about what's bothering them, but they're actually having difficulty working through it internally. So the fact that there's some sort of a power battle, or there's an energy of, I want to be in control, or I don't want to show my emotions, and I want to appear as if everything's okay. And yes, they might be masking how they feel, but it's not really helping them. It's still resulting in them feeling very stressed and very worried here. With the Hermit and the Two of Swords, I feel like this person is spending a lot of time thinking about you this week. Yes, Gemini, but I also feel like they're having a hard time seeing or figuring out what's going to happen next. They want things to be different, but they're having a hard time seeing how that could be. Because like I said, they feel something has been progressing the same way between the both of you for a very long time, where it's like, I don't know how this could be different, or I don't know how I could do things differently. The Three of Wands. I do feel like this person is struggling to come up with a plan, but there's still a concern about, are we going to reconnect? Are we going to be able to mend things here? Three of Wands could also be some sort of a waiting game. And I'm specifically getting that this person could be waiting for some sort of a sign from you. And the reason why I feel that strongly is I see a lot of confusion in their feelings. It's almost like they want you to reach out, or if you're connecting with them, they want you to bring up something that they're thinking about. And you may be aware of this, right, Gemini? Like, you may know that this person struggles with opening up, and maybe you're like, you know what, it's not my job to kind of beg you to open up or etc. But what I see is someone who's, again, going through it, but not opening up about it. So it's almost like they're hoping, you're going to, open the conversation, or you're going to bring up what's bothering them here. Ace of Pentacles, Three of Swords, okay. What's the Hermit? The Nine of Swords. Yeah. I feel like something is slowly changing for this person when it comes to their stability. I feel like I've been saying that the entire spread, but I'm persistently getting that here. But with the Nine of Swords, there's still a level of worry and stress and almost even like feeling very anxious about the situation here because of the uncertainty. Like it could be, it's like they're having a finally moment, like finally my financial situation is changing, or finally I've received that job that I've always wanted, or finally my living situation has changed. But with the Nine of Swords, there's still, and the Two of Swords, there's a lack of clarity. There's a lot of questions that they have when it comes to this connection here, and they're still stressed and worried about reconnecting with you. What's the Nine of Swords? The Two of Pentacles. So more specifically, what's stressing them out is they're going back and forth between what they should be doing, but they're not coming to a clear conclusion. Or a solution. So pretty much what I'm getting at here is there's a lot of confusion that your person is facing this week. There's hurt that they're holding on to. There's also a level of, I would like to say that this person is having a hard time thinking outside the box. And by the box, I mean the connection that you guys were in for a very long time, or something that has always progressed the same way. They're like, I don't know how to view things differently. I don't know how things could be different. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Moon card. Four of Pentacles and the Moon card. It almost, like, the term that I'm getting here is in the shadows. I don't know why I'm hearing that. So, we're going to clarify and see what's going on here. But it's almost like something seems very discreet about the energy that's coming through, or something seems almost as if it's a secret. So whether it's a secret admirer, whether it's someone who, has very deep emotions for you with the Moon card, but they're extremely held back, or maybe you're not, in communication with them. But this seems deeper than just not being, or it seems deeper than a no contact situation. It actually seems to me that someone keeps a lot to themselves, specifically when it comes to how they feel about you. Yes, a very discreet energy, but I also feel like there could be something that may feel like it's kind of in the unknown when it comes to this connection. And the Moon card could also be symbolic for some sort of telepathic communication, or maybe even someone kind of using their intuition to maneuver through this situation with you. Okay. How is this person feeling about Cancer? Okay, so we have the Judgment card. Some of you could be thinking of a Scorpio, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like this is someone where there could be a large change or a shift that is taking place for them. Okay, so this could be something, in their 3D, whether it's like a new job, whether it's relocating, whether it's a new idea that they have. I feel like it's actually something that's taking place for them, or there's some sort of tangible evidence. But with the Judgment card, I also feel like this is someone who is viewing you as a changed individual. Like there's something here that's just not the same about you, or not the same about how maybe you speak to them or connect with them. Like they feel like your emotions have changed, sure, but there's also like some sort of growth or energetic shift that is very visible to them about you. I'm specifically getting that this is someone who feels like you have shifted your focus towards something that is like something that is progressing for you financially, or something that is just progressing for you, period. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything to do with finances. Nine of Pentacles, okay. Yeah, they're viewing you as someone who's single, enjoying your singlehood in a very, very independent energy. It's like they feel you were very nurturing to this situation. They feel like you were, invested in this situation with them, but it's been, a large energetic shift where they feel like you've kind of withdrawn your energy from the connection, but you've poured into yourself here and you're only thinking about yourself in the current moment. I don't mean that in a way where this person's viewing you as selfish. The word that I was getting here is independent, or, more specifically, just acknowledging that your focus is no longer on them. It has shifted to maybe focusing on yourself, or, like I said, something that is progressing for you. This person could also be viewing you as someone who receives a lot of opportunities, or they may feel like you're in a very lucky season of your life as well. Like maybe you could be, at the right place at the right time, or they feel like there are a lot of opportunities that are being handed to you this month, or, this week, that sort of thing. Like there's something about viewing you as someone who has a lot of opportunities or options when it comes to, your life here. We have the Strength card. Some of you could be thinking of a Leo. Hmm. Yeah. And this is what I was getting at. Like I genuinely feel like it's someone who thinks about you quite a bit, but there's a extremely held back energy, almost to the point of I think you have no clue how much this person thinks of you, or you might feel like, yes, I know this person is taking a liking towards me, or I know that their emotions are there, but I don't feel like this is someone who expresses those emotions to you. It's like it's almost like I see someone, in a very dark space or a very hidden space, but they are thinking of you, or they are, thinking about, or what you're doing or what's changing for you is visible to them, but it's not a reactive energy. It's just very observant and very discreet. That's the way that it's coming through here. We have the devil. So, the devil could be symbolic for obsessive thinking. It could also be someone who is facing, some sort of struggle. This could be, mentally, energetically. It could be someone who is facing some sort of addictions, but it's usually like a toxic habit or cycle that you almost feel attached to, but you're also struggling to, come out of it. It's like they could be trying their best not to think about the situation. They could be, doing something else that is not good for them because this situation is stressing them out. So a distraction here may be something that's not, the best idea, or something that they're dabbling in, but it's not good for them, like I mentioned. Some of you could be thinking of a Capricorn, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Hmm. It's interesting because there's something to do with heavily thinking about a commitment, but also feeling like, you are either choosing to be on your own or choosing to focus on yourself. I could also read it another way where this person could have a commitment on their mind, or they could feel like they're learning a lot about you. They could see the potential of this connection here, but they may feel like they need to focus on themselves in the current moment here. What's the Strength card? The Chariot. It's like this person feels there's a part of you that has that no longer exists, right? So not only are they realizing an energetic shift, they're like, okay, Cancer has moved on from this situation, or Cancer no longer feels the same way. So it's never going to be how it used to be. It's almost like they're telling themselves that, or planting that in their mind, so that there is not any room for false hope. Because with the Chariot, that's you and your element, progress, moving forward. It's usually progress after acceptance. So this person may feel like you had a hard time accepting something about the situation for a very long time, but you're at the point of you've accepted it, and you're maybe even at the point of no return, where it's like, I don't see Cancer coming back around here. The World card. Wow. Okay, what's the Hierophant? The King of Wands. I do feel like this is someone who's still highly attracted to you. I feel like there's a lot of desire and passion. There's a part of them that feels like, I want to fight for this. The King of Wands upright is usually when you are fixated on something because you feel very passionately towards it. And so you are, wanting to move forward or pursue that very thing without, being distracted by whatever is going on, or whatever may be going on the sidelines. But with the World card and the Chariot, it's like things have changed where I don't know if we could go, where we could go back to where things used to be. So either A, you haven't been speaking to this person for quite some time, so they quite literally feel like, you know what, a lot of time has passed. I don't know how we're going to, have a new beginning here. Or it could be that they feel like there's so much distance that even if they were to connect with you, they're not sure that that you would be, feeling the same way, or you would be as invested as you once were. So you have someone who's feeling very torn this week. They're viewing you as independent. They do have commitment on their mind, but they're also thinking, should I be working on myself instead of thinking about a commitment with Cancer, right? But then I can't help how I feel, because with the Devil, it's something they're constantly thinking about. Even if this person feels like they want to work on themselves, or even if they are single in the current moment, I feel like with the Devil, you're constantly on their mind, even if they try to suppress thoughts of you or emotions that they have for you. And it could quite literally feel like they could quite literally feel like they have an unhealthy attachment to thinking about you or the situation. But it could, like I said, also be leading them to another distraction that is not really serving them either. So the King of Wands, the Five of Cups. Yeah, I mean, a part of them, is still feeling very kind of like, I want to fight for this. But a part of them with the Five of Cups is just disappointed in the past. It's like wanting to move forward and saying we can have something new, but then when they think about the past, their perspective entirely changes, because they're like, how do we reverse the effects of that? How do we come back from the past? Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you, Cancer. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo. So let's see here. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Strength card, which is your energy. Page of Cups and the Strength card. Someone who admires you, or someone who's taking a liking towards you, could feel like you have some sort of a guard up this week. So like, they could be connecting with you, even if you are conversing with them, like they feel like you have some sort of a guard up, or you are very held back from them. But I do see it as someone who's really, admiring you. This could be, there could be some sort of an age gap between you and this person. Let's see, how is this person feeling about Leo? Okay. Justice, you could be thinking of a Libra, and we have it followed by the Hierophant, or a Taurus. It's like, this is someone who they have commitment on their mind. This is someone who could be very traditional, or you guys could have similar like beliefs or values, because I do see that in their feelings here. But I also feel like there's like an energy of feeling like it's hard to it's hard to get to know you, or you specifically have a guard up with this person where they're facing difficulty, figuring out a way to like regain your trust if you have history with them, or they're having a hard time just gaining your trust, even if it's something that's fairly new. I'm specifically getting that they have commitment on their mind. They feel like you guys share similar beliefs and values, but it's almost like they feel you're not giving them a chance, or there's a very closed off energy from your end, Leo, even if it's specifically this week. The Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this is someone who definitely wants to invest in a connection with you. I feel like this is someone who is in a very premeditated energy. So they are thinking, they do have some sort of plan in mind. And I also feel like they are thinking about every possible outcome, or every possible way that you would respond to maybe something that they want to say to you. And it is a very stable way, or I should say a very stable approach. So a stable way of going about things. But I also feel like there's a part of them that feels things are very stagnant, because there's like some sort of an emotional gap, or they're not able to, like, even if you are conversing with them, or you're allowing them in, you're only allowing them in to an extent. What's the Justice card? The Five of Pentacles. I feel like this is someone who can go back and forth in their mind about questioning the connection or your feelings towards them. Because with the Five of Pentacles, I could read it as someone who's, going through financial struggles, but I'm specifically getting like a mentality of lack, or the fact that they feel maybe something is not progressing as quickly as they want it to. It could be resulting in some sort of pessimistic thoughts that they're feeding into. Five of Pentacles could be a mentality of lack, or feeling like you don't know enough, or you don't have enough to get to where you want to be. The Hierophant, Ace of Pentacles, yeah. I feel like this is someone who not only like admires you, they're deeply desiring a commitment. They want to take that next step, or they want things to go to the next level. But with the Five of Pentacles, it could be a mentality of lack. It could be stability issues. But I'm also intuitively picking up on someone who feels like you don't trust them as of yet, or they really want you to let your guard down. Even if you have a reason not to trust them, there's like a very strong energy of, I really want you to open up to me, or I really want this to work. The Five of Cups, so we have two fives, yeah. I feel like this is someone who's like really missing you, or missing like a part of you. Like even if you're connecting with them, there's something more that they want, or they want you to connect with them in a specific way. Five of Cups could also be disappointment or regret for how things have transpired in the past. But I feel like there's like a very, almost an urgency to work something out with you. Almost an urgency to, introduce more stability into the connection as well. The Devil. Some of you could be dealing with a Capricorn. Five of Cups, and then we have the Five of Pentacles being clarified by the Devil. This is it's a bit of isolated energy, but it's also someone who feels like they're constantly thinking about this, but something is not resulting in what they want it to, or something is not progressing the way that they want it to. So they could be feeling very frustrated or angry when it comes to this situation, but they can't help but still think about building with you or having a new beginning here. It's like, this is what I want, but this is what's happening. I hope I'm explaining that correctly, where in their feelings, it's like, okay, this is what I desire, this is what I want with Leo, but this is the reality of the situation with Leo. So I'm not really seeing what I want here, and it's frustrating me. But I also don't know if we can get to that space, because there's some sort of a barrier or a guard that is up. The High Priestess. There's a lot that this person is keeping to themselves. They could also just be trying to figure you out on an energetic level. So where it's like, okay, how is Leo feeling? It could even be someone who's like going to a psychic, or watching tarot readings, right? Like there's something they're trying to figure out about your emotions without directly asking you. Could be thinking of a Pisces. Two of Pentacles, clarifying the Five of Cups. What's the Two of Pentacles? The Two of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion here, and there's really a question of, where is this headed? And like, hear me out, Leo, even if you feel like, there's some sort of emotional distance here, or there's a barrier because you don't trust the situation as of yet, I feel like even if it's specifically this week, they're feeling very confused because they feel like they need to have more information, or there needs to be a much needed conversation between the both of you in order for them to see where this connection is actually headed. Because Two of Pentacles and Two of Swords could be an energy of going back and forth between kind of like, what do I do next? But Two of Swords could either be a state of denial, or quite literally some sort of confusion where you're unable to see the bigger picture here. What's the Two of Swords? The Temperance. Yeah. So what they want is to feel more at peace with you. What they want is a connection where the both of you are on the same page. But they feel like there's either like a hump or an obstacle that you guys need to overcome in order to get to a space of opening up to each other without feeling like, sure, I had a conversation with Leo, but I still feel like something was left unsaid. Because they feel even if you guys are conversing, you guys are not being completely open with each other. And if, for example, if you have history with this person, they know, or they don't feel as close to you as they did in the past. So maybe that's where the insecurity is stemming from, or the doubtful energy of, Leo's not opening up, or Leo, doesn't feel the same way, or just questioning your emotions here. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands in reverse, okay, interesting, and the Nine of Wands upright. Okay. I'm getting a very specific message here, Virgo. I mean, you could be thinking of someone that you've recently kind of cut ties with, or like, there's some sort of a block here between the both of you. Because what I'm seeing with the Three of Wands in reverse specifically, and the Nine of Wands upright, is like looking at a situation and quite literally feeling like there's no future there, or you're unable to see how this could be something you're able to maintain for the long run. Right? So, we are touching on this person's emotion. So it could even be that this is someone who is, looking at the situation with you and feeling like there's something that doesn't feel stable, or there's something that, doesn't make sense for them when it comes to like a long-term plan. And there could be a block where quite literally, you could have this person blocked, or you guys are like not speaking to each other because of some sort of, energetic shift. It's like something that once felt like it was enough could be, it doesn't satisfy you any longer, or you're not content with the situation anymore because you're having a hard time seeing how you could see more progress in that connection, or how you could build or grow with someone. It's like you feel like you've hit some sort of a dead end. So it could be someone who's viewing the situation as this is over, or I don't know how we can progress from this. Okay. How is this person feeling about Virgo? Nine of Cups, okay? And the Ace of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. So there's some sort of a new beginning that this person is manifesting. It could also be someone who feels like they need to feel happy on their own, because with the Nine of Cups being the first card in their feelings, yes, it is more of an independent energy, but it usually talks about feeling emotionally content, but it touches on self-fulfillment, right? So this person, it could be letting me know that, there were some sort of codependency issues in this connection, or they feel like they were very, they need to turn inward and focus on themselves, or maybe they were unhappy with themselves, and maybe that's why a connection with you did not work out, right? Because generically speaking, guys, like if someone is unhappy with themselves, they are going to, by default, project it onto their connections, whether that be, romantic connections or platonic. So there's something about this person feeling like I need to be happy on my own, or I need to work on myself because I'm unable to provide in a connection, or love someone else, or commit to someone else when I don't have those commitments within myself, or to myself. And so with the Ace of Pentacles, I do see, again, a questioning of the stability. Like they're thinking about the connection with you, but they feel like you guys have hit some sort of a dead end, or it could be an energy of feeling like we've tried time and time again, but it's not, I'm not seeing the progress, or it's not leading to what I thought it would lead to. The Five of Pentacles is definitely an energy of this person, feeling like an outsider in your life. They could feel, or this could be a week where they're, being very hard on themselves also. And I feel a very isolated energy, but it's almost like they feel they should use this time to work on a part of themselves that they are not happy with. So like, even if you're in separation with this person, the separation could have been what triggered some sort of, or the thought process of, am I happy with myself, or am I unhappy? And if I am, then why? And what do I need to do? So I do feel like this separation or this connection could feel like a kind of like a catalyst for this person's growth or some sort of self-development. King of Pentacles. I feel like this is someone who's viewing you as very stable, or even in a way where it's like you know what you want, or you have some sort of a plan, but they feel like they're not included in your plan, or you guys are not on the same page. And I'm getting a specific message about this person maybe even comparing their stability to yours. And if it's not like a financial thing, it could be just feeling like you are ahead of them in one way or another. Because I will say there's a strong message of, yes, viewing you and you know what you have going on, but also feeling like there's something that they want to change when it comes to their life or even just themselves. The Six of Swords. I feel like this person wants to feel more at ease when they think about the situation with you. The Six of Swords could be, you know, wanting to make peace with the situation or move to calmer waters here. But I feel like, you know, there's a persistent energy of I need to move away or I need to be on my own to figure myself out prior to investing in a connection. It almost seems to me that this person is realizing why a connection did not work, and they feel like it's stemming from within. Like there's something that they were holding on to, or there's something that maybe they felt insecure about, but it's coming to light for them this week. Queen of Swords. Yeah. There's something about this person feeling like there were a lot of illusions when they were in this connection, or there was a lot that they were confused about or didn't see clearly. And now they're receiving the clarity about themselves or something that's going on for them internally. The Queen of Swords is a very truthful energy. It's when your head is no longer in the clouds. It's when you are receiving some sort of truth, but it's also like a breakthrough moment, because even though it could be a bit bittersweet, or it could be difficult for you to accept some sort of news or the truth, it does lead to some sort of growth here, or it kind of points you in the direction of what you need to focus on. And I feel like with the Nine of Cups and the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, there's some sort of lack that this person feels within them that they're trying to work on. The Sun card, clarifying the King of Pentacles, which means this person still views you as someone who makes them extremely happy. But the Sun card is also symbolic for something being illuminated to you. Some sort of clarity that is going to help you in the long run, even if it doesn't feel that way in the current moment. I feel like this person's receiving clarity about you also. Eight of Cups clarifying the Six of Swords, okay? What's the Queen of Swords? The Ten of Wands. Wow. I will say, Virgo, yes, you are on this person's mind. Yes, I do feel like this is someone who wishes things were different. Okay, there's a lot that's being illuminated to this person about you. Maybe even things that you've communicated in the past that didn't make sense to them, that is making sense to them now. Oh, I know why Virgo said that now. I know why Virgo felt the way that they did. But what I'm getting specifically this week is they genuinely feel they need to detach, or at least create some sort of space between the both of you so that they can figure something out on their own. This person may have communicated to you and told you something along the lines of like, you know, it's not you, it's me, or you know, you didn't do anything wrong, but it's something that I have going on. But this could also be someone who has struggled to open up about what is wrong, but it's because it's deeper than just a financial situation or a living situation. It's either a habit or it's a thinking pattern that they feel like has caused them to neglect this connection, or they've projected some sort of heavy negative emotions onto this connection, resulting in it not really working out here. Like in the current moment, they feel like it feels heavier to hold on and try to figure it out. And they feel like it's almost like they're in an energy of surrendering. If I surrender and focus on myself or take some time for myself, then I can figure this out. But it's a very overwhelmed energy this week. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Devil. Some of you could be thinking of a Capricorn, potentially another air sign, so another Libra like yourself, Aquarius, or Gemini. Hmm. But with the devil and the nine of swords, it's almost like someone feels they can't stop thinking about you, maybe even the situation with you, but they also feel very worried or anxious about it as well. Hmm. They could be thinking about you specifically at night, but with the devil and the nine of swords, it's usually, feeling like you're unable to release something from your mind or from your thoughts, but you also are like it's causing you a lot of stress, it's causing you a lot of worry. So there's almost like a burdensome energy associated with it, or a very heavy kind of emotion associated with it. How is this person feeling about Libra? Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Pentacles. It seems to me with the Six of Pentacles that this person is very focused on some sort of reciprocity here. So whether it's like thinking about investing in a connection with you, but hoping you meet them halfway. It could be someone who really wants to invest in this connection with you, but there could be another situation at hand, because the Six of Pentacles could also be when you feel like you're spreading yourself too thin, or you're entitled to more than one situation. What's interesting is the first card in their feelings is a Four of Pentacles. So this may be more of a discreet energy, or it's someone who is a little bit held back from you this week. Like they are, you could feel them, kind of grabbing onto your energy, or you can sense that they're thinking about you, but maybe they're not being as vocal as they once were. Hmm. There's definitely a concern about the stability of this connection, because the Four of Pentacles could be read as being held back, but it boils down to, some sort of stability or structure. So it could be that they want to build with you, and that could be the reason why there's a major focus on reciprocity here. But there's also a little bit of, I don't want to say a withdrawn energy, but just someone who's not maybe being vocal about everything that's impacting them, or everything they're thinking about pertaining to this connection. Three of Cups. Okay, yeah. It's interesting, we have the Three of Cups and the Six with the Six of Pentacles. I did mention that this person could feel entitled to more than one situation here. And I'm specifically getting that. Like they're thinking about, investing, in a connection with you. They're thinking about you quite a bit, maybe even more than they would like to admit. But the Three of Cups is, you know, there's more than one energy here, or they feel like they are very overwhelmed because of everything that's coming to mind, because of everything that's surrounding this connection. Also, even if it's not an issue directly involving you, it somehow impacts the connection with you. Like if it's someone from their social circle, if it's like a family member, right, that they're disagreeing with or having a conflict with, it's somehow impacting their ability to show up for you in this connection. Hmm. What's the Four of Pentacles? Four of Swords. Someone here could do, like they could work with others for, like in their career, or there's some sort of charity. It could be some sort of charity work as well with the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Like this person could have a desire to assist their community in one way or another, or maybe there's like a specific, charity that they work for. I don't know why that's coming up, but it is. We have the Four of Swords clarifying the Four of Pentacles. Yeah. So not only is this a very held back energy, Four of Swords is usually when there's some sort of healing taking place, and even critical thinking, usually during a period of solitude. But there's also an energy of like praying for a breakthrough or a blessing, hoping that things could be, different here. So there may be a part of this connection that is causing them to feel powerless, where they feel like they have no choice but surrender, or have no choice but kind of maybe pray over, what they're going through. Or, the belief systems could obviously vary, but my point is they are surrendering and asking for some sort of help, wanting things to be different here. The Six of Pentacles is being clarified by the Lovers. This is someone who views you as a soulmate, someone that they feel deeply connected to, someone who understands them in all areas of their life. So this could be someone who feels like you just get them, even if they're not vocalizing what's going on, even if it's, the slightest shift in their mood, you're able to pick up on these little things and details. And with the Lovers, some of you could be thinking of a Gemini, but I see someone who feels deeply connected to you. There's a lot of physical attraction as well. And, you know, there's even an energy of craving your company or wanting to be in your presence. There could also be something that feels very otherworldly about this connection. Queen of Swords, clarifying the Three of Cups. Yeah. So, like, you could have quite literally cut ties with this person because there was another energy involved. Or the other way that I can read this is someone who's connecting with you, although they've gone through some sort of an ending in their life. Like, for example, if they've had to cut ties with someone, or the Queen of Swords could be read as someone who has recently gone through a divorce or a breakup, it could be that they're connecting with you after this ending. And so there's somehow still a past energy in this picture. Right? So take it how it resonates here. But I could also read it in a way with the Lovers, the Queen of Swords, and the Three of Cups. This is someone who feels like, you know, there's emotional distance between the both of you, but they still feel very connected to you. Or they, you know, even if you guys are not speaking, they're still thinking about you and still feeling drawn to you. But it's very clear that there was more than just you and this person involved in this connection here. And it doesn't mean that someone has to directly be involved in this connection. But for example, if they're connecting with you, but there's still a past energy lingering, then that could be what I'm picking up on as well. The Four of Swords is being clarified by the High Priestess. There's a lot that this person is keeping to themselves. There's a very like discreet energy, or there's a lot that feels like it's almost like in the unknown here. Some of you could be thinking of a Pisces. And the High Priestess and the Four of Swords is not only just this person spending a lot of time on their own or alone thinking about you. The High Priestess is like trying to figure out, something that is not tangible. Like, it's like, whether it's, okay, holding on to some sort of hope or faith that things will work out. It's like they're trying to see where things could go. But the reason why that doesn't feel tangible is because it's not happening in the now, right? So it's like, where could we possibly end up? Where could this possibly go? Even though it doesn't feel realistic in the now. The Strength card, some of you could be dealing with a Leo. And what's the Queen of Swords? The Judgment. Yeah, there's a major change. This is quite literally cutting ties with someone or a situation in their life. And it is resulting in them waking up to what they actually desire, what they want moving forward. That's pretty much what the Judgment card talks about. Let's clarify the Judgment, the Page of Swords, okay, and the Seven of Cups. So there's something they're releasing, but and I do feel like it's someone who's keeping tabs on you with the Page of Swords and the High Priestess. They're just being very secretive about it. But Seven of Cups, they're unable to figure you out. There's some sort of illusion here for them this week that they're having a hard time seeing past. So whether it's like something they're telling themselves, and even if it's not true, they're beginning to believe it, or it's some sort of an assumption they're making about you based off of something that's visible to them. So like whether it's, you're posting something on social media, or you work with this person and they're assuming that you've moved on because you've had a conversation with another coworker, right, guys? These are just generic examples, but there's something about you that's visible to them this week that is that is causing them to assume something about you, to jump to some sort of a conclusion here. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, so the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck here, okay, and we have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Pentacles behind the Queen of Cups. Definitely, some sort of it could be a message or a phone call, but someone's definitely, they have emotions for you and they're reaching out to you. But it seems to me that it could be some sort of communication that you were waiting for, or you feel like it took long enough, kind of like a finally moment here with that Knight of Pentacles behind the Queen of Cups. So it could even be a connection where you feel like things have been stagnant for some time and you're finally reconnecting with someone, or you guys are communicating again after a period of maybe, not communicating or speaking to each other. Okay, let's see. How is this person feeling about Scorpio? Okay, so we have the Four of Wands and the Fool card. Yeah, so definitely a message I see here. Someone who has, who feels connected to you, but wants something more. Because the Four of Wands is usually like wanting a higher level of commitment. There could even be an energy of this person wanting to kind of like share their journey with you. There may be some sort of goals that they're attaining, or some sort of plans that they have, milestones that they want to hit, but they want you to be a part of their journey here. I'm strongly seeing that. And with the Fool card, it could be something that's fairly new, but I also feel like there's like a new approach, or someone who's just, taking a leap of faith and telling you how they feel, or opening up to you emotionally without being held back. But I do feel like this is something that has taken some time, or maybe they were planning behind the scenes, but this is the week where you're receiving some sort of clear communication, or you're receiving a clear sign that this person wants to build with you, with the Four of Wands there. We have the Temperance. This person feels like you bring them a lot of peace. They feel very balanced when they're with you. They also feel like you guys work very well together, or mesh very well together with that Temperance energy. Could be a Sagittarius that you're connecting with. I also feel with the Temperance here, this is someone who feels they've met you for a reason. Like something could feel very almost like destined to be, or the Temperance could be where there's like a higher reasoning as to why two energies are being brought together. So this could also be letting me know that this person is learning a lot from you. Possibly connecting with you is opening other doors for them, or it's causing them to feel more open-minded in other, or about other aspects of their life. Four of Wands, the Sun card. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. Yeah, you are someone who makes this person very happy. There may be something in particular that you are communicating to them this week, where it's like there's a very youthful energy associated with it, where this person feels like it could be your perspective on life, or just your perspective on something in particular that opens up almost like a new way of thinking for this person. This is someone who likes to be mentally stimulated. I can tell in the energy, and I feel like you're definitely doing that for them. And the Sun card is not just about, happiness. It's also about, clarity. And it's usually when a specific aspect of your life is being, highlighted so that you can either work on it, or it's being highlighted so that you can appreciate it. Right. So there's a lot that they're learning, not only about you, but about themselves as well when it comes to, connecting with you. So we have the Sun card clarifying the Four of Wands. This person feels like being in a commitment with you would make them very happy. They feel like it would be a very balanced connection, but they also feel like it's something they want to commit to. It's something they actually want to invest in. Three of Cups, this person could be taking you out. Okay, Three of Cups could be spending quality time together, but there could also be an energy of friendship here, whether it's, you guys have started off as friends, and maybe you felt that the emotions were developing, and now it's finally the time where this person is communicating that they want something more. Or on the flip side, it could be that you guys met each other through like a mutual friend. There could be some sort of a gathering that you guys are attending this week as well, where, you guys know mutual people there, right? The Star. Wow. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. Just the Star and the Temperance in their feelings kind of tells me all I need to know here. You're very, very special to this person. This connection is something that feels very rare. They could even express to you that they've never felt this way about anyone before. There's a very, almost like a magnetic pull that they feel towards you, where they can't really articulate or put that into words here. And the Star card is also an energy of feeling like what you were wishing and hoping for is right in front of you. So this person may feel like they manifested, someone like you, or a connection that they feel with you. This person may also feel like your energy is very nurturing, like you know how to be there for people when they need you, or you know the right things to say when someone is down. Very like intuitive energy, or they are viewing you as someone who's highly intuitive. The Two of Pentacles. This could be a very busy individual, you know, someone who could even travel for work, or they're not able to maybe speak to you or make time for you as consistently as they would like, but they are working through it though. I don't see it as a block or something that is causing this person to feel like, well, you know, that means, you know, this is not going to work. I don't see it in that way, but I do see it as someone who's very busy or has a lot on their plate, but they're really wanting to build with you. They're wanting to they're wanting things to feel more stable. They know what they have with you is special. Six of Wands, definitely wanting, you know, a successful outcome here. I feel like this person is going to be giving you a lot of attention this week, whether it's, you know, spending quality time with you. If this person, you know, lives overseas, or they live, if there's some sort of physical distance, they could be visiting you. And so you guys are spending time together and you guys are conversing a lot more than usual, you know, that sort of thing. But this person is showing you or giving you a lot of attention in hopes that they can show you that they care and they want this to turn into something more. The Star card is being clarified by the King of Pentacles. You have someone who definitely is working towards stability or a commitment with you, but it's a very stable approach and a very premeditated approach as well. Not in a negative way, but in a way where they're thinking about everything. They're creating some sort of a plan. They know that this feels like it's meant to be, but they also want to make sure they have a plan in mind. They don't want to just go about this connection aimlessly or in a very careless manner. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. Okay, so we have the Sun card on the bottom of the deck. Some of you may be thinking of a Leo, and we have the King of Cups. Some of you could be thinking of like a Leo Cancer cusp, or there could be something of significance occurring for you, maybe late or mid-July. King of Cups as well as the Sun card. Yeah, there's some sort of emotional fulfillment, or there could be something that you're communicating to this person this week, which is making them very happy, or which is causing them to kind of view you in a different light. Okay. I also feel like this could be an individual who is going to someone else for advice, or they want another perspective on the connection that they have with you, a perspective that is not yours or theirs. How is this person feeling about Sagittarius? Let's see. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups, okay? The Four of Wands. The word that I'm getting here, guys, is interference. Like someone feels like something is interfering in the connection with you. Like Four of Wands is, you know, they definitely are feeling connected to you, but wanting something more from these emotions, right? So it's like, yes, I feel connected to Sagittarius, but I want this to become something more, or I want something to feel tangible, realistic. But with the Three of Cups, I do feel like there's some sort of an interference or something that this person feels like is ultimately in the way of pursuing a connection with you. The Six of Wands. This could be a week where this person is giving you a lot of attention, possibly even subliminally hinting something at you to grab your attention. Six of Wands, you know, in their feelings could also be letting me know that this is someone who's viewing you as very popular, or someone who's like highly sought after. You receive a lot of attention here. But really what I'm specifically getting is they're wanting a very successful outcome here. They're wanting things to, it's almost like they have a plan in their mind or a vision, and they're hoping that things in their reality play out this, you know, in a similar manner. But with Three of Cups being the first card in their feelings, there's definitely a distraction or some sort of interference in this connection, even if it's specifically this week. They could spend a lot of their time trying to look at things in a very optimistic or lighthearted way, but it always results in this person wanting something more with you. So, like, for example, if this person is connecting with you this week, they are happy, they are excited. If they're spending time with you, they, can't get enough of you. But when they're alone, they're thinking about, okay, but I want more. I want a connection, or I want things to feel stable. So even if they're able to suppress that emotion or that urgency of wanting more, it ends up coming back to them anyways. So it's not something that they can completely avoid. The Eight of Wands. So a lot of back and forth communication between the both of you. I also feel like there's something that this person is specifically manifesting when it comes to the connection between the both of you. I feel like it could be spending more quality time with you. There could also be a mutual friend that is communicating something to you from this person's end. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that this person is telling a friend, what to tell you, but maybe a mutual friend is telling you what they're picking up on based off of this person's energy. Queen of Swords. Some of you are connecting with this person as they're newly single, or they've cut ties with someone else or another situation. There's definitely, an ending that has taken place for this person. But for some reason, I still sense a block that they feel in their energy. Whether it's more of a hesitant energy and it's coming up as a block, or it's quite literally something that they feel like is interfering, or they feel restricted by it. What's the Six of Wands? The Two of Cups. Yeah, this person has a lot of love for you. And what they want is, yes, to come into union with you, but also they want stability. They want a commitment. They're viewing you as someone where it's like, okay, you are my end all be all, but something doesn't feel tangible, at least not this week. Something doesn't feel like it's really getting off the ground the way that they want it to. They feel deeply connected to you, but it's like, the best way for me to boil down this energy is just wanting more, wanting something more with you, wanting to feel closer to you. Eight of Wands, Four of Cups. This person may feel like something they're communicating to you is not being received the way that they wanted you to receive it, or maybe they weren't expecting a specific response here, because the Four of Cups could genuinely be this person questioning your intentions or feeling like you're not really content in the current dynamic here. But I also feel like it could be a case of projecting, because throughout the rest of the cards, I was sensing an energy of someone who feels like, they're restricted or there's something in the way. Because yes, they feel connected to you with the Two of Cups, but Four of Cups is a strong energy of, things are not progressing the way that I want them to, or I'm not happy in the current moment in terms of, the lack of progress or the lack of communication, or feeling unable to do something that I'm constantly dreaming about, that I'm constantly fantasizing about, or having visions about with the Four of Cups. Ace of Swords. I see a breakthrough occurring this week, though. So as you guys are communicating with the Eight of Wands energy, like, even if there's something that's very difficult for this person to communicate about, or even if there is something that you are aware of is, causing some sort of, a restriction in this connection, you might be surprised that this person is actually bringing it up. Because the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords is, yes, it's a very truthful energy, but it's also kind of like a problem-solving energy where you're like, okay, I need to get to the bottom of this issue or something that I'm constantly thinking about, so I'm just going to say it or communicate it. The Star card. Yeah, there could be a very healing conversation, or a conversation that leads to more hope and faith that you guys could work something out here. But I will say the Star card, Four of Cups, there's still a strong energy of thinking about something, having visions about something, and hoping that it can actually be a reality. So you're going to know your situation better than I will, but you could be aware of maybe why something doesn't feel realistic for this person, or what they're feeling restricted by, even if it's just the fact that they're up in their mind about it. Because Four of Cups could be an energy of thinking and dreaming about what you want, but having a difficult time taking the necessary steps towards that very thing. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, so the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Two of Wands. What I'm hearing is feeling drained, but still watching from a distance, or someone is feeling drained, but there's still a level of concern when it comes to, what the future holds. I feel like with the Ten of Wands, it could be that this person is feeling exhausted or accepting that something is over between the both of you, but they're still backtracking or they're waiting for some sort of a sign from you. It's almost like if I feel like it's over with Capricorn, then what am I waiting for? Or why am I waiting? But it's something that they feel like they can't control. It's something they feel like they're just kind of doing this week. Okay. How is this person feeling about Capricorn? Okay, so we have the High Priestess. Yeah, so it's like watching from a distance, or this is someone that there could have been an ending that was very recent with the Ten of Wands, but they're still concerned about you or the future of this connection, although they're keeping it to themselves. I do also feel like with the High Priestess being the first card in their feelings, there could be some sort of telepathic communication between the both of you this week. Or this person feels like intuitively they feel like you guys are thinking about the same thing, or what you guys are impacted by or affected by in this connection feels very similar to them this week. The Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is giving me a strong energy of like a breakup that could be very, very recent, or someone who feels like an energetic shift, feels like you've cut ties with them, or whether it's they cut ties with you. It's assessing the way that things ended. That's what I'm getting specifically. Like looking at maybe the last conversation that you guys have had, or revisiting maybe something that occurred that led to an ending between the both of you. Knight of Cups. I do feel like it's someone who is still holding or still acknowledging that they have some sort of emotions for you, but I also feel like they're very held back this week. Like I really sense like a conversation that leads to an ending and someone thinking about you very heavily but not wanting to reach out. Feeling very isolated, keeping their emotions and their thoughts to themselves is what I'm seeing here. Especially with the High Priestess being the first card in their feeling, there's a lot of either secrets that they're carrying, or a lot, and I mean a lot of suppressed emotions here. The Seven of Cups. I feel like the fact that this person is feeling isolated this week, or the fact that they're keeping to themselves, is only resulting in more confusion because they're trying to figure out a situation on their own. They're trying to figure out how you feel on their own, but it's only resulting in them feeling, or it's leaving them feeling more confused by the end of it. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. But Seven of Cups is emotional confusion. It could also be, an energy of mixed emotions, or feeling some sort of mixed signals. Maybe some days they feel like they know exactly what's going to happen or how you're feeling, and they feel like they have it figured out. And other days they could feel extremely confused. Page of Swords, a lot of spying. High Priestess and the Page of Swords could be someone who is very curious about you, who maybe even watches your every move via social media, or just, paying attention to, if they have any way of knowing what you're up to, or asking, a mutual friend about you. But it's very discreet to the point where you probably would not know how this person knows certain things about you. And I don't mean that in a way to scare you, but it's like, oh, well, I didn't tell this person that, so how do they know? Or I did, publicize that on social media, but I thought they weren't watching. So it's like they're able to, or they're figuring things about you that you feel like they're not paying attention to. Like they're a lot more worried or paying more attention to you than you're thinking. Three of Cups. This could be a situation that they feel was, that they feel a bit drained by, but they could also feel like there was some sort of neglect. Seven of Cups and Three of Cups could be that this person's acknowledging how they feel towards you, but they also feel like they were keeping their options open while they were involved in a connection with you, where now they feel like they can only kind of watch from afar, or they're waiting for something to happen, but maybe they don't truly believe that something is going to change. And Knight of Cups and Three of Cups, I mean, it could be someone who came in very hot and heavy, who maybe told you all the right things, but there's, you know, definitely an energy of keeping their options open or not wanting to put all their eggs in one basket, which could have resulted to, you know what, I no longer want to invest in this connection, or that could have been the very thing that led to an ending here. Okay, Five of Pentacles. So definitely missing you, feeling like an outsider in your life. Very isolated energy, like I said. Page of Swords, Four of Swords, yeah. I feel like there is a level of healing taking place here, but there's more wishing and hoping and praying that something is going to change. So it's not to say that this person is not trying to accept the reality of the situation, but they're really wanting something to change. But they're at the point of feeling defeated where it's like, I can only pray that something changes. I can't actually do anything or say anything to change my current circumstances. Even if you feel like they can, this is what's going on in their feelings. Two of Cups, and it's because they still have love for you. This is giving me a strong energy of possibly someone you were connecting with for quite some time, or maybe even in a higher level of commitment with, but there's been a breakup or a separation, and it's still very fresh on this person's mind, where they still feel connected to you. They still feel like you are who feels like home to them. And it's very difficult for them to let go of what feels very familiar here. Two of Cups, Ten of Swords, very broken, feeling very broken. Ten of Swords could also be, you know, a case of betrayal. So they may feel like they, you know, there's no way that you guys could reverse the effects of maybe some sort of betrayal here. But they're still thinking about this or impacted by this because they have feelings for you. But this is not what they're showing you on the outside. I also feel like this person could really be trying to figure you out or figure out if something has changed in your life. But the reason why it's difficult for them to figure that out is because they're being very discreet about it. It's a very indirect energy here. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Justice card. Some of you could be thinking of a Libra, okay? Or more specifically, with the Two of Swords and the Justice card, some of you could be thinking about a situation where, you know, whether it's like you're thinking about a commitment, or there's a situation that you're thinking about where you feel very entitled to it, or you feel like you need to kind of like do something about it. You feel an urgency, but you also feel a lack of clarity when it comes to the situation as well, where it's like, okay, I need to find a solution or I need to do something, but then also like, I don't know enough, or I still have questions when it comes to this person. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Aquarius? Okay. The Devil. Could be thinking of a Capricorn, the Ace of Cups. This is a very interesting message that's coming through here. It's also, you know, very specific. It's like someone has almost an attachment and a determination when it comes to having some sort of a new beginning with you. But this attachment could feel very unhealthy, or it's like they're thinking about it quite a bit. Like there's something about it that feels a bit unhealthy or a bit, I'm thinking about the situation a lot more than I should, but they're very determined also. So it's not just completely or just solely an attachment. It's like a desire to have a new beginning here. I feel like with the devil being the first card in their feelings, there could be a situation at hand or something that they feel very attached to that they know is not serving them. But they may also feel like it's in the way of having a connection with you. The Queen of Wands. Okay, yeah, I see what's going on. Someone feels like they have an unhealthy attachment to you, to wanting something more with you, to wanting to pursue a connection with you. So this could be stemming from a space of feeling like they should not feel this way about you, or feeling like they're not in a position to follow through on their emotions. Does that make sense? So it's like, I feel so deeply, or I'm thinking about Aquarius very frequently this week, but I'm unable to act on my emotions, but I also don't know how to stop thinking about them. The passion, the attraction is through the roof here. I also feel like you possess very unique qualities with the Queen of Wands, which is, one of the main reasons as to why this person is very drawn to you. You could be very different from, maybe the people that they are used to, or there's just something very unique about you that is drawing them in. But with the Queen of Wands and the Devil, it's almost like, excuse me, an unhealthy attachment, or almost viewing this situation or you as forbidden fruit, where it's like, I want what I can't have, even if they feel like they can't pursue you in the current moment, or even if it's how they feel specifically this week. I'm getting that very strongly. It's like they feel what they're desiring is not really tangible. Seven of Cups, clarifying the Devil. This could be someone who's giving you quite a bit of mixed signals this week, or you feel like they're connecting with you and then they're a bit withdrawn. And the reason why this is happening with the Seven of Cups is because there's a lot of internal confusion, or there are a lot of mixed emotions that are going on for them within, and they're not showing you this. I don't feel like they're confused when it comes to how they feel about you. I think they're confused when it comes to feeling unable to do something about their emotions. There can be an age gap between the both of you, or there is something very different about this connection that is causing this person to feel very hesitant. There may even be something about this connection that this person feels like their family or friends will not accept. They may, on the flip side, feel like they're not going to be accepted by, your family, or there's just something that feels very different about this connection and they feel like it won't be accepted. Even if it's like, something about it doesn't feel traditional, and maybe you're, connecting with someone who has like a more, traditional perspective on things, right? The Knight of Pentacles. It's like there's a deep desire to invest in this connection with you, but I will tell you, this is a week where they're feeling more blocks than anything, or there's more worry or like an anxious energy associated with acting on their emotions. This person may even feel like there's a situation at hand or something that they feel entitled to, which is not allowing them to authentically express themselves to you. Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is a very clear message, excuse me, that this person feels they would need to let something go completely, right? Or let go of something mentally in order to connect with you. But there is a thought that they're feeding into, or maybe even like a very pessimistic thinking pattern that they feel very gripped by this week. This person can sense a level of frustration or anger from your end. There could even be blocks in communication here. But they still have a deep desire for you, but something feels wrong about expressing that to you is pretty much what I'm picking up on. Nine of Pentacles. This person could be working on their stability. There's even an energy of them feeling like they're starting from rock bottom, or they're starting something from scratch here. Two of Cups. Yeah. I mean, needless to say, they feel very connected to you with the Two of Cups, but I'm just persistently getting someone who feels like, okay, but I can't act on it, or I can't really tell Aquarius how I actually feel about them. Judgment. Queen of Swords, Judge. So there's definitely a decision that is being made for this person because they're stalling on making the decision. Judgment is like divine intervention, or in this case, I feel like it's a decision that's being made, whether you're making the decision for them or there's, something else that is occurring here where this person feels like they're not really left with a choice or a choice is being made for them. Judgment is being clarified by the Hanged Man. It's going to cause this person to think about you even more. It's going to cause this person to actually have a shift in perspective, maybe even, a way to figure out a new way of approaching things with you. And the shift or the change that is happening for this person is causing them to read in between the lines of something that's in front of them. So like there may be some sort of news or truth that is presented to this person, but there's also something more behind that or in between the lines of that is what I'm seeing with that Hanged Man card. What's the Nine of Pentacles, King of Cups? Yeah. So someone who feels like they are, need to focus on themselves or they need to work on their stability, but also open up to you emotionally. But I do feel like it's a struggle. And what I'm seeing is a breakthrough where this person's having a shift in perspective or the truth of the matter is being presented to them. But, with the Devil being the first card in their feelings, I feel like what's really impacting them this week is how much they're thinking about you, but their inability to act on those emotions. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Fool card. Someone at a distance from you could be taking a leap of faith towards you this week, okay? Or you could be receiving like some sort of a message from someone who's like quite literally at a physical distance from you, or there may be some sort of emotional distance that I'm picking up on. Okay, how is this person feeling about Pisces? The Queen of Wands wanted to flip over here. So it could be that you're thinking of a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could also just let me know that there's a lot of passion and attraction that this person has for you. Okay, let's see. The Six of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, someone is very determined to pursue you. You may be in the public eye, okay? Or this may be someone who's like celebrating something this week. It could be that they're known for something with the Six of Wands here, but I'm specifically getting someone showering you with a lot of attention, specifically, feeling very determined to pursue something with you. They're viewing you in a very independent energy. They could feel like, you're single, enjoying your singlehood. You're very self-sufficient here. But they're really wanting you to pay attention to them, or there's some sort of a guard that you may have up and they're wanting to get to know you on like a deeper level here. Two of Wands. Yeah. Definitely feel like it's someone who's at a physical distance from you though. I'm feeling that strongly. So like maybe you guys are speaking over the phone or you guys are speaking online, but it's definitely someone where there's physical distance here, but there's very, like they admire you and they're very determined to pursue something with you. They may be asking you a lot of questions this week, or it could be someone who's really like focused on the details, trying to figure you out, better understand you, that sort of thing. And there could even be like an energy of them communicating something to you and waiting for your response or waiting for some sort of a sign from you to see if you guys are on the same page here. Because the way that the download is coming through, Pisces, is like this person is feeling, or acknowledging their emotions, okay? They're feeling the energy between the both of you, but they're waiting for some sort of confirmation from your end. What's the Six of Wands? The Tower. This person could feel like meeting you was very unexpected. Connecting with you or falling for you could feel very unexpected. You could be thinking of a Scorpio. But with the Tower card, it's like they're waking up to what they want. They're waking up to, it's almost an energy of, yes, a lot of passion, but almost an urgency to grow with you, to build with you here. But it's also very unexpected. They feel like, okay, I did not see this coming, or I did not expect to feel this way so soon. It's like I wasn't prepared for this. The Two of Pentacles. This could be a week where this person, or it could be a very busy week for this person, or they have a lot on their plate, but you're still very much on their mind. And I feel like this is someone who either spends a lot of time alone, A, or B, there's like they could have been on their own for a very long time, where it's letting me know that, you know, they're wanting to actually connect with you, but they are also taking some time to open up here. What's the Two of Wands, the Three of Cups? I feel like this person wants to spend more time with you, quality time at that. You could have met this person through a mutual friend as well. But even though they may be coming in a very lighthearted, with a lighthearted energy, they are seeing, or they see a lot of potential here with you, even if they're not communicating that to you initially. They feel like conversing with you is a lot of fun. They may also feel like a level of security or safety when they connect with you. What's a Tower? The Knight of Cups. Yeah, I see this as like an emotional confession. I actually see it as more than an emotional confession. Because as much as this person is going to acknowledge or communicate that they're taking a liking towards you, they're going to also communicate that they want to see some sort of progress here, that they want this to become something more than it currently is. It does feel very unexpected though, or something about this energy is causing this person to feel like they're moving too quickly, or their feelings are developing for you at a very, very quickly here. But it's not necessarily stopping them from pursuing you. I think it's only making them more determined. Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. This person is learning a lot about you, definitely trying to figure you out. So like I said, either they're asking you specific questions, or they're in like a very observant energy when it comes to you this week. You know, paying attention to the details, wanting to know more about maybe what you're wanting in a connection. This person could be viewing you as someone where, like, you know, you have a lot of layers to you, and they're like, I want to know every part of Pisces. And Page of Pentacles, you know, back and forth communication, but that's also like the student card in tarot. And so that's why I say that, you know, this person could definitely be learning about you. There could be some sort of an age gap, but this person has the potential to, you know, grasp information quickly, or they're a very fast learner. It could even be that if they have been on their own for a long time, they're learning from you, or they want to understand how to love you, or what makes you happy. Like there's a lot of figuring out, observing, learning. Like that's the kind of energy that's coming through here. The Three of Cups is the Wheel of Fortune. This is a positive change. This is something working out much better than you anticipated it to. And I also feel like there's a very new energy associated with this, but there's also an energy of feeling very content or satisfied. So what's the Wheel of Fortune? The Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So this person pretty much is going to be very honest with you. They're going to open up and tell you how they feel. This could be someone who has a little bit more of a stern energy, but not in like an aggressive way, more in an assertive way, or knowing what they want. And I don't mean that where, you know, I don't really see it as a pushy energy, but it's just someone who's going to be very upfront with you, and they may be very stern or have a specific way of communicating, or a specific way that they view relationships. But there's still there's a lot actually of passion and excitement here. So it's going to lead to a new beginning. And I feel like this is someone who's going to make it clear from the start what they want in this connection. I don't think that that's something that's going to be confusing for you. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.